Professor Wiggleby here, and this topic arrives with sparks, magnifying glasses, and absolutely no shortage of side-eye. In just a few minutes, this video examines whether fact-checking protects the public, pressures debate, or somehow manages both at once, which is inconveniently realistic and rather interesting. Expect a brisk tour that mixes humour with evidence, showing where fact-checking earns respect, where it attracts criticism, and why the debate refuses to sit still. Instead of spoon-feeding a neat answer, this gives you a sturdier mental toolkit for weighing the arguments yourself. So let's take a closer look. At its best, fact-checking acts like a careful referee. A claim races across the internet and someone slows the game down, checks the source, compares original documents, and separates hard evidence from confident waffle. That process can save people from sharing nonsense dressed up as certainty. When it works well, fact-checking gives ordinary people a shortcut to stronger evidence. It can correct rumours, flag altered images, and remind everyone that popularity is not proof. 1 million reposts still do not magically turn a weak claim into a strong one. Glitter remains glitter. Here is the annoying truth about truth. It often arrives with caveats attached. A number may be accurate but cherry-picked. A quote may be real but stripped of context. A headline may sound precise while hiding uncertainty. Honest fact-checking has to wrestle with those layers, which is less glamorous than internet certainty. A fact-check can also feel political when it grades one side harshly, picks one framing over another, or misses background that supporters think matters. Even careful work can look suspicious if people already distrust the referee. Once trust cracks, every ruling starts looking like a dodgeball aimed at identity. Fact-checking also carries power. A warning label, reduced reach, or removed post changes what people see and share. Supporters call that responsible moderation. Critics call it gatekeeping with better stationery. Either way, the decision matters because visibility shapes attention, and attention shapes what feels true in public life. That is why transparency matters so much. People trust checkers more when sources are visible, methods are clear, corrections are admitted, and opinion is kept separate from verifiable fact. A hidden process invites suspicion. An open process does not end arguments, but it gives the argument sturdier furniture. Another criticism hits selection. If checkers focus heavily on famous politicians, culture war flashpoints, or one type of outlet, audiences start asking who gets examined and who gets a free pass. Bias can be real, but even perceived imbalance changes trust, and trust is the fuel this whole system runs on. Quality control is the difference between useful scrutiny and performative scolding. Careful fact-checking explains why evidence supports a verdict and where the limits sit. Sloppy fact-checking stretches conclusions, ignores context, and sounds smug about it. That tone matters. People forgive complexity more easily than they forgive condescension. So how do you use fact-checks without outsourcing your brain? Treat them as a tool, not a throne. Check the cited evidence, notice whether the claim is factual or opinion, and compare more than one source. If 3 careful checkers agree, that means something. If they clash, that means something too. The smartest takeaway is boring in the best possible way. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay calm. Fact-checking can expose nonsense and also carry institutional power that deserves scrutiny. It is neither magic shield nor automatic scam. It is a human process, so your own judgment still matters at the end. Across this video, the strengths and weaknesses sit side by side. Faster correction, clearer evidence, visible accountability, but also questions about power, trust, and selection. The static image on the television captures that tension beautifully, with investigation tools facing political symbols, while the balance point rests on judgment. If this sparked a few useful arguments inside your own head, Tap like so more ideas like this rise into view. If another topic keeps tugging at your curiosity, leave it in the comments and point Professor Wiggleby toward it. Thanks for joining the debate and the eyebrow workouts. See you next time. Before you go, at the top left here is my most recent video. Bottom left is what YouTube says matches your viewing history. Bottom right is a playlist of all my videos. And finally, top right is the subscribe icon. Bye again.